Steve, Whitworth Swimming is off and going for the 2022-23 season. The teams have had a couple of official meets so far, invitationals and dual meets. But before we talk about competition, let's just talk about how things started out this season with training camp and practice before things even got going back in September. Talk about the makeup of this team. What does this team look like this year, and what do you like about it?
Yeah, great team. Really enjoying them. We started the season off with a team retreat and practices back in early September, and we've kind of gone all the way through. But the personality of this team is wonderful. Really hardworking, kind of a blue-collar type team. They like to kind of get down to work and get after it, and so coaching a group like that's a lot of fun. I mean, they're all in it for the right reasons. They love the sport. They love each other. The team chemistry's been really good, and so it's been a fun fall. They're working hard, and we're already starting to see some results in the early meets. It's looking good.
Smaller numbers a little bit in terms of roster size.
Yeah.
Does that help build that chemistry and the closeness that you've seen develop on this team?
Yeah, I think it does. I think when you have smaller group, they connect on a little deeper level, and and they have to be there for each other because you can't get lazy when you've got a small group and you're pretty streamlined, and so they don't. They really kind of take care of each other, and so that's pretty neat. I think it's setting a good foundation for the next 4 years.
What are some of the names of new members, new parts of this team that people will see pop up as the season goes on, and in what areas will they see them pop up?
Yeah, we've got a really strong freshman class across the board, and so it's a young team. And last year we graduated 10 seniors, and we brought in 12 freshmen, and names that are going to pop up over and over. On the women's side, Ashley Rush is off to a really good start, swimming breaststroke for us. Grace Oster's doing also a really good job in the breaststrokes. There's so many. On the men's distance side of things, we have several freshmen that are helping out there. Trenton Schmidt's going to do a really good job for us there, and Brody in the IM and breaststrokes, he's out with a groin injury right now, but once he gets back in the lineup, you're going to start seeing his name quite a bit. And you could just kind of go up and down the lineup. Every newcomer we have in the program is going to make an impact. We have a transfer, Jet, also in the distance events, who's making waves early on. And it's a good team, and I'm pretty excited about all of them. I know I'm probably forgetting a few names, but terrific group.
You open the season with meets over on the west side, the traditional sprint pentathlon and the relay meets, but really the season gets going with the dual meets that we had this past weekend against Pacific Lutheran and Puget Sound. What were some standout performances that you saw in those meets?
Lots of standout performances, I thought. Taylor Thorne leading the way for the women in backstroke events. She transferred from mid-distance to sprint this year, and she's gotten off to a really hot start. I thought Carly did a really good job. She had some doubles this weekend where she went back-to-back on stuff, and you wouldn't have known it. Like, she's swimming well ahead of where she's been a year ago, and is our team captain as well, so to have that out of your team captain kind of leading the way has been really fun. Lots of really good swims. Shamel, freshman butterflyer, she was right on her best time in the 100 fly, which first dual meet of the year. That's fun to see. That means she's probably going to have a really good season. There were so many good performances. If you look at where we were a year ago, if you go all the way back to November last year and you look at, like, with the returners, where did they start the season, or are they starting this season? I feel like everyone's kind of shifted to the right, and they're all doing a little bit better. So we're excited about that. A lot of technique work, a lot of hard work in the water, but they're progressing.
You have an opportunity for a weekend off coming up, no meets. But then after that, you'll have one more dual meet this fall at Willamette.
Yep.
And then the
Puget
Sound Invitational. So what's the plan from here in terms of preparation for swimming fast at the end of the fall?
Yeah. So yeah, this week is an off week for us, which is great. We've been, competing a lot, lots of recruiting and things like that. So I think it's good for them to kind of have a moment where they can take a breath and get a little bit of renewal. We're still going to be training and working hard, and then as we get toward that logger invite, we'll be sharpening up a little bit. We're not going to do a full shave and taper, but we are going to rest for a couple days and see how they respond to rest. And that way, when we get to our championship meet in February, and it is time for that full sort of come down, peak at the right time type of meet, we'll know what to do with them, and everybody will have their own individual plan.